Good afternoon, Mr. Eliott Tordo. It's been a long time since I see you. How may I help you?
I would like a tasting.
I'm actually quite excited to show you something. This is Zhang Indian Violet Sandalwood Erhu.
I would like something more robust.
How about the Zhang Indian Violet Sandalwood Erhu? It's precise, clean, and suitable for all occasions.
That will do.
So that was just a skit. However, it is reflective of what is actually going on right now because Eliott Tordo, the MV specialist, is here to choose his weapon of choice, his high-end Erhu to use for his MVs and performances.
Yes. Hello everybody. Very excited to be there with Aaron today to try this high-grade Erhu, professional grade Erhu. It's a very special occasion. Like it's not every day you can try this many different high-grade Erhu. Video about high-end Erhu. It's like missing information on the web. You need to have a store that has a lot of high-end Erhu to try out. So yeah, very excited. We're going to learn a lot together today. Let's get to the video. Alright, so obviously with high-end Erhu, the ceiling is very, very high. But to help make a bit more sense of it, at least to my mind, like you told me, there is 3 type of food that qualifies at high grade Erhu, right?
Yes. So on the highest end, we have the Hainan Huanghuali, right? So that is the highest of the high end. Nobody typically use that kind of wood because it's too rare, too hard to find. Then we have the Zitan, the Indian Violet Sandalwood. Don't be confused with the African Violet Sandalwood, Indian Violet Sandalwood, right? So that is a very common high-end Erhu that both of us actually love.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. Then we have the most common high-end Erhu, which is the aged Rosewood Erhu. So aged Rosewood is most common because it has this human-like earthly tone color, right? So Eliott, let's just go and try one now.
Yeah, let's go.
So without telling you what this is, let's have a try.
Let's have a try. Very mellow, okay. This one is on the softer side, right? Quite mellow, quite very easy to play as well.
Okay, another one. From the shelf.
Thank you. Yes, so easy to play, even like so much power in the higher range. Yeah. Impressive, very impressive. What? It's even possible to play here. Okay. Very nice. This one very nice to play. A lot, very focused. Like, you know, the sound is bright, clear. It's so easy to play.
Would you buy this?
Yeah, maybe if I got the budget, yes. But I think I prefer the one I chose for the concert yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, now another one, a really special one. This one.
Okay. Okay, I see. This one I would say, it's got the same kind of power, like the same family of sound, like, I don't know, same kind of focus, I would say.
Yeah.
But to my ear, it sounds a bit more emotional, you could say, like it cry a bit more. I don't know why, but it's, I would say it's the same kind of, like, maybe a slightly weaker than the one I tried before, that really is loud. But yeah, it's the funny thing on high-end Erhus is that every Erhu, like something surprising is happening, like that you don't have on lower grade Erhu. Yeah, no, it's very interesting. Yeah, very nice sounding as well.
So these three, they are all from the Rosewood family. So the first one is actually the lower spectrum of the Rosewood. So this is the lowest grade, the second grade Rosewood. The second one is a better grade Rosewood. They are both different makers.
Okay, this one is different makers than this one.
Yeah, these two.
And this one?
And this one is same maker as this, but
okay,
yeah, a higher grade wood and a higher grade skin. This is a Yunnan skin. It's a different type of skin compared to these two, right? So this is pretty high end for this Rosewood range. Yeah.
I would say from my ear, like you can definitely feel that this one is of a lower grade. Like the sound, it's hard to define in a musical term, but it's like focus. It's like a softer voice, you know. This one and the other one, when you go high grade, it's like Erhus that are more projecting, you know, that the sound is more piercing, but not in a bad way. So this one is why I would describe it as a bit weaker, the first one I tried.
Right, so this is made by Rong in Shanghai, and this is made by Zhang Lian. The maker is very, very important, right?
Yeah.
The reason why you always come to us because we can find the best maker for everybody. Yeah, so we try to quality control every one of these and tell the maker, okay, we want this, we want this, we want that, and make sure their skill is up to par to produce the kind of sound that we want, the kind of quality. Yeah.
It's something that I really like coming in Singapore in the store. It's that you got high-end makers, but there is a lot of diversity. 4, 5, 6 different makers. It's very interesting.
So we are a store. We have no choice. We have to serve from the lowest end to the highest end, and we are constantly actually looking for new stuff. Sometimes there's a lot of preference, right? You like a certain maker, or you like a certain tone, a certain sound. So like in our store, we often do demos for people. So they want to hear, okay, I put my phone there, or maybe I use a more professional recording, right? If you can request what kind of recording you like, you just let me know, right? Then we record the sound and let you hear different kinds of Erhu, like what we are actually doing now.
Yeah. I would say that for choosing an Erhu, especially high-end, if you cannot try it by yourself in real life, the second best thing is to have a recording and with a lot of different Erhu, because you need to have that comparison, to kind of know where does each Erhu stands. Is it brighter? Is it darker? Is it softer? Is it powerful? Is it more emotional or more strong? It's like without the comparison, I mean, you're just going to say it's a very nice sounding Erhu, but you don't know exactly where you stand. So yeah, it's doing this recording. I think it's mandatory for high-end Erhu.
Yeah.
But even better, if you come to Singapore or Asia, I will encourage you to stop by Hainan Music Store to spend a few afternoons trying the high-end Erhu. It's very interesting, and they are very passionate.
Once Eliott come to our store, he doesn't want to go out. He's like, "Are you hungry? Are you hungry?" No, I just want to try the Erhu.
Every time, yeah. last time was 4 or 5 hours in the store trying Erhu. You switch Erhu, you try Erhu, you switch. But it's a very interesting experience.
All right. So shall we try other Erhu?
Yes, please.
All right. So there's one that you're going to be very familiar with. It's the one that you chose.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so this one is in a league of its own. Like it's I came at the shop a few days ago to try see if an Erhu could be good to play my concert yesterday, and this one was like for me it's leagues above the other. Like the resonance, the things that I like a lot about this one is I don't know, it's really crying. It's really emotional, especially on this high note. It's so easy to. It's just so easy to develop that big emotional swell, you know, and yeah, so. I fell in love with this one, so you already know that, obviously. And so you have to explain to me again why does it sound like that? Because it's so different than the other one. Like the other one were good, but this one is something else. Okay, you have to explain it to me.
Yeah, the maker plays a very big part. But sometimes, if you watch Harry Potter, yeah. Right, the wand chooses the wizard. But in this case, right, the wizard chooses the wand. So there's a certain connection. You like that sound, right? Yeah. Like just now I said, the maker is very, very important because, like, even if somehow the Erhu suits you, but if let's say the maker did not follow the correct process to make it easy to play, you also won't like it. Yeah, somehow all the things add up. Oh, it's a nice sound, but it's somehow just not easy to play, right?
Oh, this is the worst. When the Erhu is sounding nice, but it's not easy to play. This is a nightmare.
Yeah, so there's a lot of multitude of factors here, but of course, a good maker will also know how to mix and match and make a Erhu sound for you, right? So different people, they like different things. I like this kind of sound, I like that kind of sound. Yeah, so it's something that I can't really explain to you because every single snake skin is different. Every single piece of wood is different. The snake skin is like a thumbprint of its own, right? You look at the snake skin, right? The pattern tells you that this snake skin is this snake skin, the only one. Yeah, it's like a fingerprint.
Yeah.
Right? There's no two pieces of snake skin that is the same. So based on that, right, every maker when they make the Erhu, it will definitely be different. Definitely be different. Yeah. And like for example, like how they usually put up the snake skin and how it's made, the temperature, everything changes while they're making. So everything is very fluid.
Yeah. There is something that is absolutely sure is that you could take 100 Erhu, and if you got enough time to play them for like 3 weeks straight, you could classify them, because it's like when you play a higher grade Erhu, it's very clear the quality of different Erhu, to my ear at least. It's very clear to classify them. Like it's the way it plays. Some are very easy to play and have a nice sound, but a bit too dark or a bit too the higher notes are very difficult to play. Some it's the opposite. You got the higher notes that play very well, but it lacks weight into the lower notes. So The perfect Erhu will be an Erhu that got a perfect resonance, very emotional, that is bright, powerful, but it can also have very nice round notes. It plays very easily, and yes, if I would say this one, it got all the emotion, like the emotion and especially the strong emotion. And maybe its downside here. This one is a bit hard to play.
Oh.
But it's like a very small downside for the rest of the quality, I would say. And you can always play the note a bit stronger.
Control it a bit.
It is not a bit harder to control, but it's fairly manageable.
I think we can tune in a little bit more. Like maybe change the bridge a little.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe we can
adjusting
take a
the
look.
bridge.
One more to try.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So this one, I would say maybe it's a bit darker than the other one of the same wood. A bit more, I would say it will be slightly easy to play. For some song, it could be more, how do you say in English, like intimate, you know, like it's yeah, the sound is more closed, less powerful, but it got that same resonance, emotional. The same quality of voice, you know, like the notes swell quite easily. But for me, it's way below the other one.
Oh, I thought you were going to change your mind.
I know you like this one more, right?
Oh, is it?
No, is it this one? You told me you like one. But you have Aaron is a way better player than I am, and he got a much more strong playing, like much more strong than me. So like he can make that Erhu sound maybe better than I do.
I feel flattered, but nah. I'm just amateur. I'm the weapons dealer, not the weapons user. Okay. How can I be better than John Wick?
You're much better than I am. I'm sure of that. So Aaron, can I try your most expensive Erhu? I just want to see the most expensive Erhu, you know?
Absolutely. So, the highest of the three category, the Huanghuali.
So I would say that this one is for an Erhu player that is much higher level than I am.
Oh,
like,
no.
To me, it feels like it's too, I don't know how to describe it, but too close. Like you will need much more strength. Like it's, you know, for like strong pieces, I would say. Somebody with stronger hand, you know, somebody. it play easily, but you have to make it. You have to put more force to make it cry properly. I think you will do great. You should show your talent. I honestly think you should show your talent.
All right, I'll try the Erhu. So, my first thought of this Erhu,
Yeah.
it's like, I've never heard of something like this before.
Yeah, it's very peculiar, very
unique.
Unique, yeah.
Very unique.
This is the sound I would expect, like meeting a grandmaster in China, I don't know why, but it's like it's a kind of unique sound that one day we'll find the Erhu player that needs this kind of sound, and it will create, something like something very unique, the Erhu players that can play with this sound. And so, why is it so expensive?
Because this wood, right?
It's a rarity of the
It's
wood.
very rare. It's very rare. It's not really commonly used to make Erhu per se. Just because it's so difficult to find. Like some people like it, but I think barely anybody really played this kind of Erhu before. Yeah, we are the lucky ones.
The wood is definitely like when I see, like the texture of the wood.
Yeah.
The way it swirl and the grain of the wood, it's unlike anything I've seen.
Yeah.
Like this is I never saw these patterns, and
The lines are super twirly, Unlike the aged rosewood, sometimes they are pretty straight, but the Hainan Huanghuali is super twirly.
And the texture is very, very like it's not shiny. It's not it's not. Yeah, I don't know how to say.
Earthly.
Earthly.
Very matte.
Matte. Yeah, exactly.
Matte. You see a matte feel. Yeah. So unlike the Indian Violet Sandalwood, the wood tend to be a little bit more there's some
shiny.
Yeah, shiny.
Shiny.
It has a natural shine to it. Even if you wipe off the shine, right, the wood there will be shine coming out again, right? Because there's the sandalwood oil is inside. But like the Hainan Huanghuali, right? This one I realized the shine there is some, but I think not as much as the Indian Violet Sandalwood. Maybe just about the same as the aged rosewood. Yeah. To be honest, I am not the expert on the Hainan Huanghuali because I've never really seen this before. I don't think there's more than 5 in Southeast Asia. Right. I don't even think there's more than 2 in Southeast Asia. Yeah.
Very rare.
I said 2 because I know someone else has it, but there's like only one person who has it. I don't think there's more than 2 or 5, 2 to 5, probably 2 to 5 in the entire Southeast Asia.
And in your opinion, so if you judge a sound, would you say this is something that you could use for a concert or on your? Is the sound to your taste?
Not really, but like if you are really interested in this wood, like you want something that no one else has. If you want to sound like the only Erhu player, the only one
with this sound,
this sound, you want to create a unique tone for yourself. Yeah, maybe this Erhu is for you, right? Yeah, we are a store, so we have to carry things that people might buy.
But
So I never know.
Yeah. But it's funny. You see, it's the most expensive, but like when you try it, it's really like it's so unique that like maybe it will work with you and you will be obsessed with this kind of sound. And it's you never know. But for me, it's too difficult to make it sound well. For you make it sound much better. You got a really nice ample rolling vibrato, much better than mine. So Aaron, you got your preferred Erhu, I got mine. It's a very different style of playing as well. It would be interesting to maybe play the same song just to notice the difference between. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So some beginners are actually watching this video. So do you think beginners should buy a high-end Erhu?
I would say if you truly believe that the Erhu is something for you, like you really know that you want to go into Erhu, like it can be a good idea to go for a lower grade high-end Erhu, because it like you will buy one and it will last you probably your whole career. This type of Erhu, it's not meant to be changed. Like maybe you will have different Erhu along the way, but they will always be amazing to play. So I will say maybe, but only if the Erhu is truly for you. And in that case, I would go for it's Indian Violet Sandalwood.
Yeah.
For me personally, because it's like every Erhuist is what I've tried. It's
a very unique, clean tone.
It's the sound that I prefer always. Yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah.
People also can buy the intermediate range, but maybe not too low, because if it's too low, it's so difficult to play. If I'm a beginner and I play with something that is like too entry, I would lose the interest immediately.
It's what I did. And so I bought like very, very entry level Erhu, like terribly bad Erhu. And it's true that you have to be courageous, you know, like you have to be some courage to work through that. Yeah, I will go like let's say intermediate. My first intermediate Erhu level, it was I think I spent something like around 1,000 euros. And I think it's a fair price if you maybe you've done a few months of Erhu and you want to go for something something that will truly give you the experience.
Anyway, we are approaching the end of this video. Do visit our website. You can contact us, right? I will personally do a demo for you and tell you which Erhu is suitable for you. And do remember to subscribe to our channel and like this video and like Eliott's video channel as well. Right, bye bye.
Bye bye, everybody.